And I are welcoming now Scott Roberts, who is the sommelier. Did I say it correctly?
Correct.
For Ovente Groups. And which restaurants does that cover?
Well, the group is actually Fork and Amazing Restaurant
That's
Group.
right.
So we do, Ovente is the restaurant that I do the wine program in.
Okay. And so we're talking, though, about a wine program that's about to begin at a few different restaurants. You'll be featuring some California wines. But before we start, there's something that you taught me off air, that if you do this, you know, someone in your position knows that the person who does this doesn't really know anything about wine. And it's before you even pick up the glass. And it's this, right?
Don't do this.
Don't do that. You have to grab it just like Curtis did, by the stem. And see, I didn't know. I was watching you earlier when you picked it up for the first time, and there are a few things like that, but in reality, you don't ever pass judgment on people and their enjoyment of wine. So let's talk a little bit about wine and why California it's kind of its own thing.
Well, California has obviously tons of vineyards and tons of AVAs, or American viticultural areas. So stemming from as far south as Temecula to as far north as Mendocino. So they're all different.
And one thing I thought that was really fun that you said, too, off camera, Scott, you mentioned to Curtis that you would not cook with a wine that you would not drink. And how many times have we heard that, oh, this wine isn't that great, I'll just cook with it. Does that make any sense to you?
Well, the way you have to approach wine with food is it's another ingredient in your dish. So you wouldn't put a bad ingredient in your dish, and you shouldn't put bad wine in your dish. You should always cook with something. I'm not saying you have to use...
Cook with Opus One.
You don't have to use a $100 bottle of wine, but you know, something that's still got a nice aroma and a nice flavor is really important.
So it's not the wine that you're getting ready to toss that you want to put in your recipe. It just doesn't make good sense. And then, of course, you want another great bottle to, I almost did the wrong thing, to hold, to drink out of while you're cooking in some cases.
And that's what I think is always the best move, is use half a glass or a glass in your cooking and then serve the rest with your dinner, because if the ingredient is the wine and that's in the food, then it also will pair well with what it is that you're making.
It's true.
And what are some of these wines that we're looking at right now?
Well, basically each restaurant that we have is focusing on a different area in California. So we brought something from every area. So we have Lincourt from Santa Barbara.
Great Pinot.
And then what we're drinking is Franciscan Magnificat from Napa.
I like it.
And I'll be staying there in a little bit.
Good, so you can bring back extra.
Yeah. And then Rombauer Chardonnay, great Chardonnay from Carneros, which is shared by both Napa and Sonoma. And then the Cyrus Alexander Valley.
Okay.
So that's Alexander Valley Vineyards.
And I'm sure this complements the dishes you all serve at all of those restaurants, and they're all fantastic restaurants if you haven't been. So is there a favorite recipe, Curtis, that you have that has wine as an ingredient?
Beef bourguignon is one of my favorite comfort foods, and it's beef and red wine. You know, it's such the acidity of the wine helps to sort of cut through the fattiness of the beef, but also richens the sauce. It's one of those magical dishes from France that, yeah. And
Scott said that it's not working. And when he's drinking wine, I'm sorry, it's tasting, because then it's work. If you're drinking wine, that's social. So let's do some work here, and let's just taste wine. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And if you would like some more information on Ovente and any of the other restaurants in that group that are celebrating California Wine Month, you can visit our website at rivercitylivetv.com. Just click on the As Seen on RCL tab. More to come. Don't go away.